Hi, welcome to Devin Tries. I'm Devin, and today I'm going to try making a broccolini cheesesteak. Only I couldn't find broccolini. So today I'm going to try making a broccoli cheesesteak. This recipe comes from a really tiny little mom and pop shop of a website called Bon Appetit. This recipe was actually made by Rooster Soup Co., and they are from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, home of the cheesesteak. I've actually been to Philadelphia. I went there on tour when I was an improviser. Still am an improviser. And I had the cheesesteaks there. I went to Gino's and Pat's, and I had one after the other and really gummed up the works. But the one thing I'll tell you, if you are going there, make sure you say whiz wit. Otherwise they'll know you're an imposter. And who knows what'll happen then if they know you're not from Philadelphia and trying to get one of their precious cheesesteaks. Say whiz wit, they sort of slather it with what I can only assume is cheese whiz. It was delicious. This is a little different though. This is a vegetarian recipe. So what you're gonna need is, you're gonna need a bunch of vegetables, garlic, broccoli obviously. You got some nice fresh buns here. I've got red pepper flakes. I grabbed my red wine vinegar. The recipe calls for sherry vinegar. I mean, what is sherry anyway, if not a red wine? So I'm just gonna be cool with that. And of course some olive oil. This is provolone cheese. This says the cheese is smooth and mild. Not really how I like my cheese. I prefer sharp and funky. So I guess these cheesesteaks are provolone wit. Okay, so first of all, let's make the romesco sauce. I'm starting with the carrots here, getting them all cut up. Now, this is my first YouTube video, and I will say the thing I'm most self-conscious about is my knife skills. I'm not trying to be a chef. I'm not trying to do this as a job. I'm just out here trying to cook some dishes I've never cooked before. So please, before you absolutely roast me in the comments, consider that. And let's roast the right thing, which is the vegetables for this romesco, whatever that is. I think it's some sort of just vegetable spread. I guess we'll see. So here are the peppers. I like the way I cut up peppers. I've always liked that. The onions. This is a white onion. That's because the recipe called for a white onion, and I'm trying to honor that. Is there a difference between sweet onions and white onions? I'm not entirely sure. But what we're going to do is we're going to douse this all with some olive oil. The recipe called for 3 tablespoons. I'm going to admit I probably put more than that on, so I'm giving it a good glug, glug, glug here because, hey, olive oil is life. So this goes into the oven at 425 for, 25 to 30 minutes, and then it's on to the broccoli. So the broccoli, it did call for broccolini, so I'm just trying to cut this all up into nice small pieces here. And the stalks, I don't think broccolini has these thick stalks, so I just sort of like cut those into really long shredded pieces so that it would get nice and soft. I don't know if I've done this right, but hey, I'm doing my best. It's the Philly way. So these are 5 garlic cloves. The recipe called for 3 garlic cloves, so of course I had to use 5. That is just tradition. Here's all the broccoli and the garlic on the pan, and again, I'm just giving it a bunch of olive oil. Oil it up. That's what they always say, oil it up. Oil will help everything. And of course, lots of salt. So let's get the fingers all working here. Best tool in the kitchen, of course, are your fingers. So got that all mixed up, and that's going to go in the oven as well for about 16 to 18 minutes. So off it goes. And look at this. Here's the romesco. I totally forgot to add these chili flakes, so I pulled it out and added those in there and gave it a nice little stir. Look at that parchment paper soak up all that oil. So once that's done, that's into the food processor, and you got to be gentle with it here. Get it all in there, and let's take this old Cuisinart for a ride. This thing is an absolute unit. It's a tank. My mom gave me this, and this thing probably has a stronger engine than most electric lawnmowers these days. So gave that a good whir. And once the broccoli was done, I added some of this red wine vinegar. Of course, you're supposed to use sherry wine vinegar, but come on. Let's be honest here. Let's just hit it with some salt. The vinegar is good. So we got our bread. we're gonna hit it with some of this slow motion romesco. This is just because I accidentally filmed it in slow motion. I'm not purposely trying to be sexy with these shots, but there you go. Slow motion romesco, slow motion broccoli. It does look really appetizing. Of course, that romesco kind of does look like cheese, which is a bit of a fake out because the real cheese, of course, is going right on top. There's the provolone. Into the oven it goes, under the broiler. Boom, the magic of movie making. It's all done. Looks like a big old delicious hamburger, only it's gonna trick your kids because it's actually healthy. There it is, all cut open, and Bon Appetit. Okay, here we are. This is the broccoli cheesesteak. It's from Bon Appetit. Let's give it a shot. It looks really delicious. I think it looks maybe a little less cheesy than the photos in the recipe, but I could have just added more cheese. Let's try it. You know, that's remarkably good. That's way better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought broccoli and some sort of vegetable spread? No way, but it weirdly does taste like a cheesesteak. And that's the whole point. I think the bun is really important. Make sure you get a nice bun that like really crisps up. Soft in the middle. Good hoagie. I love it. I'm shocked. I love it. This is Devin Tries, a broccoli cheesesteak. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. You know the deal. If you have any ideas for what I should cook next, comment down below. And see you the next time. It's just broccoli. It's broccoli. It's a broccoli sandwich. I thought this was going to be terrible. I chose this because I thought it would be bad, but it was good. It's a broccoli sandwich. I can't believe a broccoli sandwich is good. That sounds terrible. You know, like 7-year-old me would be like, oh hell no.